Hello, everyone. You're tuning in to the Dark Roast with DORSEY. I'm your host, DORSEY. And this will be the part two to the regular show. The episodes we called Feelings and Friends. Now, a couple things I want to really harp on is I harped on feelings and while we are having lack of so in this generation so far, or at this time. When you say this generation, everybody's a little salty these days. Now, I used to wonder why, and I really don't anymore. And I know now that it's because everybody feels alone. Now, even when our parents and grandparents have been assimilated into this drama-filled, crazy, infested, like every once in a while they'll still even get a wild share from somebody, you know what I mean? So they're getting the same world we are at a little slower rate, at a backed up rate, you know. Everything first happens on Twitter. Now, when did we decide to only have cosmetic friends? By that I mean the friends we only look good going out with. We all have our levels and our limits and our caps of who we're pretty enough, smart enough, kind enough, rich enough, a plethora of those things or other things as well, enough to hang out with. What does the image portray? You may hang with somebody in real life, but on Twitter, you know, you hardly speak to them because there's an image you must keep. I mean, you notice that a lot in a lot of people, how they talk to people, how they answer their phone calls, if they answer their phone calls. People have more of a sense of being flashy and getting attention now that we're this video camera era, that we're not keeping real friends. We're not making real friends. Our bonds are only as good as your investment or your interest or your worth or, man, how much you just give me? Like, do you give me attention? Do you like you'll notice too today, bonds, like, some people they get the time, they get the camaraderie, and they get the cohesiveness, and they actually get the bonds, and they're able to do it, you know, and like finally, you know, good, they got lucky. But if you look at people who are usually a group of friends now, and they just give each other, or you equally give each other the same amount of time and attention. And not even on a you care, you just do it because you know if you don't give this person this much, they're not going to deal with you. And some of you have a bond, dude, and you're like, oh yeah, I get, and you know you have a real friend, the one you love like a brother or a sister. But then you only have one of those. That's crazy. Like, I feel like we all need to stop thinking about like our day ones. That like most times your day one is when who know everything about you. Like, you sitting there, you give 100% to. Like, you don't ever give anybody 100%. You don't even give your wife 100%. You give your wife or your spouse or your husband your equal, or you give them 25. I'm not 25. My bad. 95. You give them 95%. You don't ever give them like your full entire trust. It's stupid. You leave yourself flawed. You leave yourself ready to be broken down. And and some of you knew that already, but like you didn't take it to 95 because you know you don't take it to 95. You know, with your friends or your wife. You guys go, oh, they did something, boom, 5%, 25%, 30%, something weird. 60, 70, 80, 90. And then some people are just submissive and they like the abuse. They'll just stick around and be their friend. knowing they're bad for them. Never really understanding what a real friend is, because they're like, damn, my only real friend, is just like treating me dirty, or maybe they've been there, but unless you're like, you got an equal-minded, good set of people, like there's those smart individuals who are out there. I'm not just saying everybody's like this. No. And it's just sad to see that the majority is like this. Because there's some dope-ass people who have homies who do anything for them. They love them. They're real, you know what I mean? Like, they just happen to live in other places in California, for the most part, where image is important. There's smart, like-minded individuals who, like, meet up, chill, do things, have actual lives, And then there's kids who live in cosmetic states, or places who think they don't have to work, and they just go job from job, friend from friend, not really learning how to network and make real connections. And it's crazy, You think about it, if you met more people too, if you like went out and branched out more, people are like so afraid to do this nowadays because of what it means. It means you have to like always expose yourself, but you go network and you meet people, so you get this good job, this good opportunity. The opportunity that gives you some momentum in life, pushing you forward to do something better with yourself, And then, so with you succeeding, you may meet more people in a different environment. In each level that you go to, you can make a lot of lifelong friends going through, a change or doing some things like that. Like, as we do get older and mature, but, like, we got to realize that being so, in a time like this, being so non-embracive of your fellow man, especially your fellow American, in this time, not doing so, not making friends, not keeping friends, not making bonds, actually starting to trust people, trying to give them a little hope and faith, we're gonna be screwed. Not in the sense that it'll be the end of the world, or it'll just be civil war or anything like that. But it's just like why don't people, like, I don't get it. Like, how long do you just want to keep fighting and not know why you're really doing it? Because they're darker than me, because he likes boys, because she wants to be a man now. Like, who gives a fuck? Let them be happy. Everybody just, like, do their fucking thing, as long as they're about the American culture. That doesn't mean fucking someone who's an immigrant comes over and they want to get their visa, do it the right way, and they're not a fucking scumbag or a terrorist or any shit like that. But it's an actual person who wants to do something good, and they want to, like in Australia, they won't even let you come over there if you can't provide for their economy. Like, if you can't provide for our economy, do something that can economically beneficial or beneficial to the community, then no, like, you cannot stay here. But here you can visit for this amount of time. Get some stricter laws. I don't know, maybe a wall. I get fucking a wall. Like, honestly, we need something. Like, you need something like. It's hard to say, like, but you need something that's gonna deter people away. So if a wall is what's needed because people in the country really aren't, doing the right thing, or the gate's not working, or, I don't know, whatever method isn't just fucking, maybe a Democratic president, who knows, that shit, because they want the votes. It's crazy, you know what I mean? And we have to get together, because not only, like, is it, like, good for your soul and good for your heart to, like, actually, like, feel like you can go to anybody and anyone, you know what I mean? And actually have that real connection, you know what I mean? Like, that's a deep agape love, which is, like, it's a Christian thing. It's like God's love for man. Agape is like it's an eternal love. It's like a deep, deep love. It's like a friend. It's like a bond you can never like break. You know, you can feel that too between people. You usually feel it like with your parents. You know what I mean? When you get that deep connection, that's usually what that is. It's kind of like God, how they love you, how you would love your child too. For people who are out there who have kids, but yeah, it's a really, really deep type of love, and man, it brings out a lot in people when you see them, like when they're able to find friends or like-minded individuals who or even diverse friends too. A lot of people have to stop being so close-minded about who they befriend, because if you're so worried about who you're trying to be friends with, how are you gonna know who your real friends are? Or who thinks of you as a real friend? Because that's who you're gonna bring in. You're gonna bring in people who are just worried about who their friends are, just paranoid. So they may not act a certain way, or they may be out to get certain people, do certain things. You know, you can attract bad vibes too. You know, you have to be like, you gotta be smart in how you conduct yourself with people too, because a lot of people don't ever want to like adapt to people. Like, you just want to run through and like, say you have a shitty habit that you do to people, and it's it's ended friendships, but you never change it, right? And you just do it and do it and you do it. Like, well, if you're not adapting to how that person is taking that certain thing, like, that's kind of fucked up, and that's a personal flaw. And people don't want to fix their personal flaws. You have to fix your personal flaws for other people. You have to realize that you can't just be a jackass or be rude or just condescending, because not everybody's going to take that. And a lot of people take things differently. You know, it's a millennial age, and a lot of people are pussies, but some people aren't. And, you know, anyway, you know, we need to start making friends and stop making enemies, and or you know, just doling them. Well, get drunk, but not every fucking weekend. Jesus Christ! If people go to the bar every fucking weekend, it's like, you should really think about what this is doing to you. But anyway, I'm not your life coach. I don't give a fuck. I do me. But yeah. I really think that we need to come together for people. A lot more unity, a lot less diversion, because it won't do us any good. It will not do us any good being divided in a time like this. Starting enlisting? No, I wouldn't even say enlist in the military right now. I said I will always support the troops, but I don't even know with the way things are going. Oh man, yeah, and people who are who say they're interested in the military or don't really are kind of ignorant. They just think it's like all the military do one thing. You should guys should look into the history and understand that a lot of the shit that you guys think is politically incorrect, like hazing or blah blah blah, or things like that. Some of it wasn't like bad. It was, some people took it overboard because you have sadistic people out there who slip through the cracks. Yeah, but. Man, like, the civilians have begun to destroy. The millennial age has destroyed the Marine Corps. That's all I want to say. I fucking hate them. I hate millennials. Oh my god, we've destroyed the fucking Marine Corps. We've destroyed the military. We're fucking you. Oh my god, you guys are crybabies. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. It's not all your fault. Some people understand what I'm talking about. My feelings are just hurt. All right. Anyway. People listen to the Dark Rose. This is Dark Rose with Kai Dorsey.